The question I submitted was about a limited series project, which I hear is like all the rage. Everybody wants to purchase those.
It's a death knell.
Cool. Should we keep talking about
Yes,
it?
keep going, yeah.
Okay.
It's my favorite format, actually. Limited series it's the most exciting thing to me. It's a long form, beginning, middle, and end. Studios, this is inside talk, but studios don't want to make limited series because they can't amortize their costs over time. So the only way limited series get made, if you really look closely, is like I was in a limited series recently called Dying for Sex, and it's because Michelle Williams, giant movie star, was like, if you shoot this limited series in my neighborhood in Brooklyn, I will do it. And then, FX was like, yeah, we'll do a limited series for Michelle Williams. But yes, it is tricky, but it is an incredibly rewarding art form.
Nice. Okay, I mean, also all the rage these days is opera, so it's
what?
a limited opera.
Opera.
It's like it's just been certified like fresh.
Great. Despite what Timothy Chalamet has said.
Right. Okay, so my limited series is about an opera ghost whose voice is so beautiful that if you hear it, you will weep yourself to death via dehydration. And my main character is a living opera star whose main worry is that she will be outsung by this ghost. She fears that more than she fears death. My problem is that every time I sit to, write scenes, I feel like I don't have a strong enough core motivation for this main character. Like just wanting to be the best. It's not, drawing pages out of me.
Right.
So.
Your lead character is a person who's living in fear and is paralyzed by fear. And it's a very challenging narrative. Now we're going to get into core principles of storytelling and long-form storytelling, right? You could certainly make a short film about somebody who's terrified and overcomes that fear. But ultimately, and it took me a very, very long time to understand this, is a good story, a great story, is about a person who wants something really, really badly and does lots of activities to achieve that thing and comes up upon many, many obstacles to achieve that thing. It's pretty hard to do it outside of that. So that being said, all ideas deserve to live, and they can live in different forms. And there have been so many times where I've had really cool story ideas that I couldn't make work on their own, and then 12 years later, they come in the back door. So, for instance, your character being third or fourth billing in another show would be totally doable. I think, and there's so many ways to re-rig it, right? There's ways to re-rig how your main character can become the main character and fight and struggle and overcome obstacles and learn things about herself. And because what you're presenting is there's one widget where it turns, where she comes out of fear, right? And, a hero's journey is not somebody who's not fearless. It's somebody who's fearful, but they do it anyways. So there's a lot of ways to re-rig it, and that's something we could talk about. I think you have another tricky part about your story, and this is a little scary, but one of the trickiest parts is you have a ghost that sings so well that it makes people cry. It's so beautiful. Are we going to hear that ghost sing?
Not till the very end.
Okay, that's smart. All right, you know what you're doing. That's a tricky thing, though, right? Because, you can't actually, and but I'm going to go deep. When that ghost sings, what's it going to be?
An original composition, ideally. Well, okay.
But is it going to make the audience cry? This isn't a criticism of you.
No.
These are deep
question.
widgets of internal storytelling and the things that I think about all day long, because there are, So ultimately, unless that ghost can make everybody in here cry by singing once, the ghost will fail. Now, that is something you could use to your advantage. But I think you're talking about like a re-rigging of the perspective of this story. So like, here's first bad idea of how I would re-rig your story. If I had to re-rig your story and send you off writing tomorrow and wing it right now, which is what I'm gonna do, I would say that your lead character is in a competition with this ghost to be the lead in this opera. Like, it's between them two. I don't know how that works, but that's what the story is. And this ghost is fucking perfect. The ghost is pitch perfect every time. So you don't have to have, you don't have to set yourself up to make the audience cry with a ghost singing. But you can get the best opera singer and record it repetitively to where it's just perfect every time. Ghost doesn't have bad days. Ghost isn't hungover, And so your lead character is competing in a world against perfection. And then you can have that mirror reflecting back to her, and it can be, obviously it's a movie about her feeling like she needs to be perfect, right? But what you can do is you can make a world where nobody knows that that's a ghost other than her. Everybody else is just like, yeah, that's Elise. She's awesome, right? She's a ghost, but she's the only one, and she knows that she's up against the impossible thing. Because ultimately, what you want to always do, so we have these concepts, and this is a super cool concept. But ultimately, you're going to be brought to your knees by the brass tacks of good storytelling. People get mad at Robert McKee and these screenwriter gurus, right? Who are like, at the first turning point is on page 30. And the lead character will now give up this dream and then will change their... It's annoying. But this is not Robert McKee's invention. This is Aristotelian storytelling. This is caveman storytelling. This is sit in front of your friend and try and entertain them for 2 hours. Good luck. You better be goddamn good at the widgets of storytelling. You better have, you better introduce your main idea in the first 10 minutes. You better have a nice twist around 30 minutes or else they're going to get bored, So this is all to say that all concepts and characters can live and breathe and can express the kinds of things that you want to share with the world, but they ultimately must bow at the altar of great storytelling. And the sooner that we all acknowledge it and buckle to those rules and bend and re-rep our characters, the better the stories go, the more things just start coming in flow, the more we get out of our heads and we're just like, why? You even said you feel a little stuck. So my instincts is like, how do you get your lead character to a place where we know exactly what she's trying to accomplish? The gauntlet is very thick and complicated, and she has to re-up at every stage along the way to learn more about who she is, what she really wants, what she uniquely has to offer. Good luck.